So this is a issue from October 2020's Yojana, which talks of the Indian diaspora, its issues and challenges. So the diasporic community, as we all know, is the community of Indians who are settled abroad. Some of them are people of Indian origin, other are non-resident Indians. So Indian diasporic community is a very vibrant one, and it is very large. It is one of the largest diasporic communities in the world, and most of them are settled in the Gulf countries, countries of West Asia. Apart from that, we have countries of Europe and USA, in USA where and Canada, where they are a considerable number. Now, coming to it, India has a diaspora of around 25 million who play a very important role in the success of India, and the foreign policy of India has a strong outreach to the Indian diasporic community. Now, next we come to the steps that have been taken by the Indian government to handle the issues of Indian diaspora. First, we have an online database of emigrants and comprehensive missions, recruiting agencies, foreign employers, insurance agencies, etc., to make the process very transparent and fast. It also allows for online verification of credentials of the stakeholders. Apart from that, Indian government has a memorandum of understanding with the six Gulf countries along with Malaysia and Jordan for the protection of workers. Next, we have the Madad portal for online lodging of grievances of the immigrants. Also, the government has amended the rules of the PIO card scheme. So, new recipients of the PIO cards will receive cards that can be valid for the duration of their lifetime. India has opened new embassies in Latin American countries and the African countries. We also have bilateral engagement with USA and UK in matters of skilled labor. Programs like Bharat Ko Janiye, which help Indians settled abroad to learn about India. Now, what is the significance? First is the transfer of knowledge, resources, expertise, bridge the markets for development of country of origin and rest of the world, soft diplomacy. The country of residence has developed as a result of diaspora. For example, Silicon Valley has many successful Indians. Development of science and technology, source of trade and investment. World Bank predicts Indian diaspora to be the largest contributor and earner of inflows of remittances, which is helping the balance of the current account. Apart from these, the different government initiatives that we have are the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, which was started in 2003 for the contribution of the Indian community. Then we have the Ministry of Overseas Indian Affairs, which has been merged with the MEA for helping the overseas communities. We have visa on arrival, and 43 countries have been permitted to have a visa on arrival by the Indian government. It includes the US, Australia and Fiji. Next, we have the Overseas India Facilitation Center set up by the Government of India along with the Confederation of Indian Industries, CII. Next, we have the Operation Rahat that was conducted in 2015 for bringing the diasporic community back from Yemen when Yemen, there was a civil strife in Yemen, and also Operation Sankat Mochan for bringing back the same diasporic community from South Sudan. Next, we have the Pravasi Kaushal Vikas Yojana, which is another program which is created for promoting growth and engagement of youth. And the Indian government, as we have seen, that the Indian government is extremely proactive and very quick to respond to the problems of Indian diasporic community. Now, what are the problems that are faced? In West Asia, there is the most important problem is the security threat due to rising conflict. Next, there is slow global growth because of the shale boom in the US and lower oil prices of the West Asia. Next, competition from skilled labor from Philippines and cheap labor from Nepal. Next, we have very regressive practices like the kafala system, where the employer seizes the travel documents upon arrival, which is very exploitative. And often they are trapped into the vicious circle of work life. and they are also trapped into immigration issues. Next, in USA and Canada, they have the racial discrimination, H-1B visa norms, which are changing day by day, and it's getting very stricter. uh, President Donald Trump's America First policy. Next, we have the change in the visa norms in the UK, disparity in jobs and racial abuse due to terrorist branding, cultural disintegration due to difference in cultures. Next, India doesn't allow for dual citizenship, but the diasporic community, the majority of the diaspora wants a dual citizenship. They don't want to let go of their Indian citizenship. Now, coming to the recent crisis that happened due to the COVID pandemic, a lot of them lost their jobs, lost their lives, and they went into financial instability. And another problem that the Indian diasporic community faces, that they are working in companies which are owned by big shots of other countries or by locals, and they don't have a comfortable work hour. Also, there is a lot of discrimination. They don't get a comfortable position, and there are a lot of cultural differences which kind of lead to humiliation. So, homesickness, lack of independence, less availability of food, psychological issues often cripple them. For the first generation NRIs, when they come back to India, they find it difficult to acclimatize themselves. So the government launched the Vande Bharat, which was initiative of bringing these repatriation, allowing for repatriation of these migrant diaspora, especially from Riyadh, Doha, Kuwait, Dammam, etc. 900 flights were operated, and Indians were brought back from 22 countries. And it was made, and arrangements were made for their food, shelter, safety, so that they can reach their families safely, also for catering to their psychological needs. Now, what is the way forward? Where are the areas where intervention is still needed? The government needs to address the problem of blue collar workers, like negotiating a standard labor export agreement with the host countries, missions and supervision of overseas workers by our missions, compulsory insurance schemes covering risk. Where it should also look after the welfare of Indian women married to NRIs or PIOs, also look for economic development. The diaspora can also be a channel for promoting tourism. Apart from that, the diaspora can be harnessed for making the profession, for boosting the Indian manufacturing industry, because they can provide a market, they can provide a channel for accessing the foreign markets. Also, the SEZs can be set up exclusively for projects by NRIs and PIOs. The government should also consider special infra bonds like those of the Israel bonds for attracting NRI PIO. So, in the conclusion, it says that its diaspora is a pride of India. But India still has a gigantic burden until there is a cure for the virus and the spread is paused. So, a very general conclusion. And Vande Bharat mission began its phase 6 on September 1st, 2020, to further bring the Indians abroad to India, and the next phase of migrant workers and students to come back to India. So, this is all about it.